first on the list.
You gotta read that.
Oh, yeah,
Did we start?
yes, I opened it 3 or 4.
Oh, okay. This meeting is being recorded and broadcast via our local cable access channel, WCAT, Zoom, Facebook, and YouTube. If anyone in the audience is recording, please let us know.
Okay.
There's nobody in the audience.
The vast audience, yes.
Just got it quick, because that'll be after,
Y-
yeah, she
yes.
sent it to us, but I just
And-
wanted to make sure we were refreshed on it.
I did review this earlier today.
Yeah.
Had we,
Why don't we wait till we get there?
okay,
You gotta be kidding me.
yeah,
Hello?
oh, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yep.
have ninth grandchild, Rhonda.
Oh,
Friday.
I was gonna
No,
ask you,
but I'm in a meeting,
Congratulations.
right in the
When's-
middle of a
when-
A
meeting.
little girl,
So can you
Carmen.
call?
was
Go
that
ahead.
last week or when,
yeah, last Friday.
last Friday?
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
down and back again, or you?
Yeah, we went down Friday morning and came back Sunday night.
Just did it, okay.
When she got home from
No,
the hospital
if
Sunday
it's,
morning, the last thing they needed was us in the
can I
apartment
call
also.
you in
This
about
is their third.
15
Congratulations.
Thanks.
people?
Okay.
Okay, so the first thing on the topic, that's not up next, right?
Oh, my apologies.
Okay, reorganization of the
Oh,
committee.
okay, right.
That is what's up. So, as I stated last year, that I would continue as chair for a year. So, I know you got other things you're planning. I would think you're possibly planning on still staying on.
That's my intention. yeah.
Okay, so, I just wanna say that I think that you should be chair.
I agree.
I would be happy, I mean, I'll do all the stuff that I've done, type up the agenda, whatever. So basically, you know, it'll be in charge of the meeting and, you know, we can touch base. Because basically, I'm around now, you're around now, because this is our really busy time, we have a couple meetings in there. So, but as far as the FinCom book, I'll still continue to do that. I can do the posting for the meeting if you want, or you can do that, you know, but,
Yeah, well, all I was gonna say, Madeline, was because of your, for lack of a better word, intimate and thorough knowledge of the town finances,
Mhm.
I would be happy to see you serve another year if you were willing. But given your clear indication of full support, I'd be happy to accept the nomination.
yeah,
So-
because that's what I thought.
As long as you're
because
staying.
If I go, there's no committee.
I know, but
No,
I'm just
I'm
saying.
not going, but what I'm
We also
saying-
need your knowledge.
But I will offer that anyways, I'll be
Okay.
here to offer it. So
Just checking.
if that is said, then
I second.
I will make a motion to nominate Ray Capaco as chair of the finance committee.
I
You're
second.
seconding, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
And then I'll make a motion to nominate Madeline Watazik as vice chair, or is that the right
Yep.
term we use,
Vice
as a
chair.
vice chair? Yep.
we need a second.
I second. Sorry.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I'll also make a motion to nominate Karen Kelly Gray as the
Secretary.
secretary or clerk, what do we, okay,
Secretary.
secretary, as the secretary.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll give you this, and then when you're done, you can give it to Karen.
Okay.
Okay.
You're caught up?
Yep.
Okay. So the next thing we have on our agenda is to accept minutes. And I believe that would be the November 21, prior to the special town meeting minutes.
Mhm.
You had a question about it?
I don't have, no,
Oh, okay.
I reviewed this earlier and
Okay.
I'm fine with it.
Okay, well,
So-
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of the November 21st, is that what you said,
Yep, November 21, 2024
meeting?
meeting, yep. there a second?
Who made the motion?
Me.
A second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And I just had a question, did we ever accept the minutes from the meeting prior to that, the
We should.
October? I don't know if we did
Oh,
October.
the November 4th?
Or November 4th, I'm sorry, yeah,
Yeah.
our last,
I
our
don't
last,
think we did, because we didn't do it at this
because we
one.
didn't do it at this meeting,
Okay.
so
Let me read. Did
I
you
had
look?
also
Yeah, both
reviewed,
of-
I had also reviewed that, didn't have any issue with it. And so if you're okay with it, Madeline, I'll
Yep,
await
I'll-
a motion to accept those minutes.
I will make a motion to accept the minutes of the Lawrence Finance Committee meeting of November 4th, 2024.
I'll second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And it's a vote.
Okey-doke.
Very good. So Madeline, I'm gonna defer to you to do our review, since you put
Okay.
together, who put this
I
package
did,
together?
I put
first?
it together,
Yeah.
but it's not in
So
any
I'm gonna-
certain order.
I'm gonna basically defer to you to
Yeah.
take us through this
Right.
part of the meeting.
So, since we're talking about the budgets, I have our budget, which we haven't voted on. Our reserve account has always been 40,000, so I recommend keeping that. On the finance committee expenses, we spent $993 last year, and we have 2,000. In talking with Jim, we've been getting a lot of extra books that we don't need. So I think we could cut it back to 1,500. You don't have a copy of it.
Oh, okay. I'm
Okay,
going nuts.
okay.
Because I didn't fill it in.
That's all right, that's all right.
And, because we need to sign it anyways. So last year we spent $993, that is for our dues, and then for the FinCom book.
Yep.
So we left a balance of 1,007. We ordered 500 books, and there's a whole mess less, so we're gonna cut it back this year. So, my thinking, even if the price goes up, we're gonna cut back. I think that we could, for the expense, lower it to 1,500.
That sounds good to me.
So if somebody-
I was gonna suggest that number, yeah.
Right. So if somebody wants to make a motion on the budget for 40,000, I'll make the motion for reserve account and 1,500 for the finance committee expense.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Just put your initials on.
Yeah, I just wanna
I'll give
get
you a
these
copy
numbers.
after.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you. So there, okay.
So I put on the top, I know Jim emailed us all the study, and this is the wage classification.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you've had a chance to look at it. There's some in here I'm gonna suggest we take home and look at.
Okay.
And this way here, if you wanna take it home, this home to look at, and then at our next meeting to see what you guys think.
Did you guys have any questions about it?
I told them,
Oh,
okay, I'm gonna
okay.
look at it,
Okay.
and
I
then we'll
haven't
look
had
at
a chance to look
to
at
look
it.
at it.
I've been
Right.
busy with babies.
Yeah, so that's why I said,
Okay.
we'll look at it next week. Okay, so the next one that I put in the pile I just got is the Parks Department, not the Park, Cemetery. Not the cemetery, historical. Man, you can tell I didn't sleep good last night.
Me neither.
Can't blame the full moon, because the full moon's gone. Yes. Isn't the historical one
It's,
with
it's within the
selectmen?
selectmen,
That's what I thought.
second page, I think.
So historical, you can read what she put there. So basically, there's no change in the budget.
Okay, so does that need a motion?
Now, I don't think we need to accept today, I just,
Okay.
this way here, we'll just go over
Yep.
them. You can take everything home, and then those
Okay.
that we can approve, we'll do next week. That's what I thought would be easier.
Mhm.
And
So
then-
theirs didn't go up at all?
No, it's the same. Yeah, I didn't put them in by alphabetical order, I just stuck some on top. So I just received the town clerk today, and she didn't say, is hers a 3%?
3%.
Okay, so for her salary, she got 3%. The assistant town clerk now is the wage classification. And the only thing she changed was elections, and we don't have a presidential election or primary and
Oh,
stuff.
so we don't know that.
So, the
Okay,
budget has gone down.
considerably. Assistant town clerk, that's 3% also?
No,
No.
the assistant town clerk goes by the new wage classification, go ahead.
Oh,
Mr. Chair, if I may, on the wages for the town clerk, 3% for the town clerk, assistant town clerk, she is located on grade D of the new wage scale. However, at the last selectmen's meeting, the selectmen had authorized to have her moved based on her performance review and a request of the town clerk to have her moved to a step 4 starting July 1st of 2025.
That's why there's such a big
yeah.
jump
Yeah,
up there.
okay. She earned it, is what you're saying.
Correct. And the reason, we typically don't do those during a wage classification, only if it's potentially a new hire,
Mhm.
but since this is a whole new scale,
Yeah.
okay, the selectmen have decided to hear request, and we closed
Okay.
request, last week.
Plus, because it doesn't correspond, so she would have been a step 1 on the old scale.
Okay.
It does not correspond to the new
New
scale.
scale, got it. Okay.
Alrighty. So it looks like planning board was the salary increase for the clerk, and they cut 500 from their expense. The next one, what did the building inspector put in for?
I'm not sure, I have not met with them yet.
Okay, so we'll put that one,
What do you mean, what do you put in for?
it doesn't look like it's a 3% increase for his salary.
Oh,
It's
oh,
only-
oh,
It's
okay,
only
okay.
$313,
Got it.
and everything, well, the salary for the clerical, and then the
Mhm.
1,000, and then the 2,000 for the expense.
Okay,
And I got that today, so,
okay,
that's why
got it.
I didn't calculate it. Alrighty. The next one is the town administrator, and his salary is with the contract, didn't I give you it? Should have been next on top. Selectmen, yeah,
Oh,
See.
town,
that's all right, is for his contract. And then his expense and procurement stayed the same.
And so for that, for the contract, I'm getting a new contract starting March 14th of this year. The board negotiated a new contract with me that is reflective of the change in salary to adjust for the new contract that will start March 14th. And then the last 3 years, it remained the same.
Okay.
Okay, so the veterans agent overall is a minus 1.26%. She put in a $600 increase for herself, which would be $50 a month, and veterans benefits were cut $2,000. So it was a minus 1.26% went down. Okay, the tax collector, she has some notes on hers if you want to read it. So overall, with the changes that she made, it's down 13.77. You know, not sure why she doesn't plan on hiring an assistant, but that's,
It's on her.
but does she have a tax write-off person?
No, I
No.
don't think so.
Okay.
Has she expressed any, like how severely impacted has she been because there's not an assistant or a clerk?
I've asked throughout the course of the year, if she wanted to post for the position. She had declined, and I think she's been making do with, doing
Doing
everything
everything
herself.
Okay.
Okay, next one is cemeteries. It equals a 7.54% increase, but that's because their budget's so small.
Yeah.
So, it was a $200 increase for the clerk, and then for supplies, $305. And, we can look at them, like I said, and then, if we have any questions. The next one is the Parks Department. They've got a big one here. It's a 9% increase. I do have lots of questions for her, so I think
Yes,
should ask them to come in and then we can look at it.
okay.
There's also some clarification that I'm waiting to hear back from Danielle Fountain, the admin assistant. I think she's gonna be, on some of these expenses that she's itemized here, as well as getting a better understanding of, what their request is for the capital planning article.
Oh, that's probably to put into the,
Right. I think
Yeah.
capital planning committee last year was hesitant to put any additional money in there without a clear plan of what the money was gonna be used for.
What was the budget last year?
well, they didn't spend their budget last year. That's the problem that I have.
Oh, okay.
Because
I know the fireworks got put off last year.
that's an article.
Yeah.
It's something separate. It's not to do with the budget. So, Cummins Pond salary, they only spent $243.76. I have no idea why. I don't know if it got charged to the right account, the wrong account. Overall, for Cummins Pond, they returned $19,137.37. lose everything so easy, I'm telling you.
I, wasn't that for a lifeguard that they weren't able to find an appropriate candidate to fill?
I don't know if they didn't have any lifeguard, I don't.
Yeah,
Sounds
we
familiar.
we could ask, but I
Yeah.
think that's.
So,
I think it was tough getting certification.
Yeah, they didn't find a
Right.
qualified candidate is my
and
recollection.
then, for park expenses, a couple of these need to come out, cause Cummins Pond and Summer Rec's gotta come out of there, is 2,700. And so if you take 27 off, make it easy, it's 25,000.
What's gonna come off?
Cummins Pond expense
Mhm.
has its own line item,
Okay.
and Summer Rec expense has its own line item.
Yep.
If you look,
I believe you.
yeah, no, I know, I'm just gonna show you. See Cummins Pond, and then here's
Yeah,
the
okay.
expense, and there's the Summer Rec.
Okay.
So it's gonna come off, so
Yeah.
it'd be around 25,000, so I don't know what happened last year, but
So what was the total last year?
so, well, so they only asking for a small, they spent 19,500, so they're looking for about a 5,000 increase.
Mhm.
There are some additional events that we haven't done in the past here, and it wouldn't line up with the budget directive that was given of, of level services. So it's the same services that you provided last year with an adjustment for any increases in costs this year. So new events
Mhm.
would not fall in line with a level services budget.
Mhm. True.
Just write the numbers down, so we have it for the next meeting. So it equaled like a 9%, but part of that is because of the administrative assistant salary,
Mhm.
because last year it wasn't in their budget. It was added
Okay.
in after the
Right,
fact at
yeah,
town
town
meeting,
meeting.
so,
So it's a
But-
9% increase?
yeah, plus 9.05. And the libraries, I think you should just take home and look at, and then we can discuss them next time, there's 2 of them.
I believe, I did meet with, speaking of the libraries, I did meet with the Warren Library, and I had asked them to provide, I think would be helpful for their budget, what their circulation numbers are, how many people, come in on a daily basis, what are some of their statistics. They said that they would provide that to us. So as soon as I get that, I will forward that to the board.
Okay. So the next one in the pile is the assessors. And
Have you hired people in there yet?
So we did hire one individual part-time as clerical support. However, he had resigned about 3 weeks ago. And so
So you got nobody in there?
now we don't have any clerical staff. And as you know, the assistant assessor is hired by the Board of Assessors. So I'm waiting on their directive to.
Haven't they had something posted?
No.
no,
No.
because she wants to learn everything and then train the person. So anyways, there's 3 budgets here. The first one is the only one that we can really deal with. So I'm going to have her see about her coming in, because the other one, she wants to make the position assistant assessor's salary trainee, there's no job classification for that. If this is something that they choose they wanna do, it would be an article at town meeting, so this budget would not be valid, okay? Then the next one, they want instead, this option is to make, instead of an assistant assessor, make it an assessor salary, which is a big increase, which also would not be, it would have to be addressed at town meeting, so this budget would not be correct for us. Okay, so the next one is conservation. It's a 3.63% budget,
Say that again?
3.63. Which, the biggest part, because their budget is so small, is the expense stayed the same, 108 difference, because the 2,000 and the 5308 equals the 7308. Last year it was 7,200, so for the expense, it's only $108, and then the rest is just salary. And it's the new classification. Yeah, those two numbers. She puts Lucy Stone expense, it's not, it should be just one total. So
Oh,
this should
okay.
be 7308 if you add those two. Last year it was 72,200.
Got it.
You see it, right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Have you, let me get there a little bit. So the treasurer, 2.19 increase. So I know her budget is a 3%, her salary is a 3%. The stipend is 1,000 for her education. The assistant is the new wage classification, and everything else stayed the same. I think on,
Isn't it amazing, insurance costs?
Yeah. She wants to change that title, Madeline, in the FinCom book,
what title?
assistant treasurer salary, you see how that's crossed out?
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Piece of paper.
Here.
So I make a note. Fix.
That's not a filled position right now.
No,
No.
it's vacant.
How many vacants about you have?
3.
Yeah.
Right?
One in sewer,
Oh,
one in the treasurer.
well, 4 then,
One in the assessors.
and 1 in town clerk, tax collector.
Well, tax collector's gonna be abandoned, so it's not really a vacant position. About 3.
Well, don't you need 2 in the assessors?
Well, that, I don't have control over the,
Oh, you're, got it,
of
okay.
the assistant
yes.
assessor.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so I'll fix that. So, the county retirement assessment is what Worcester Regional tells us we have to pay. Medicare, it looks like it went up just under $1,000. The medical went up quite a bit. Dental went up $650.
Those, for medical, dental, and retiree medical are still fluid numbers. Those are not final numbers.
Oh.
That's why she has the note there.
So that is based off of almost a 15% increase in medical for full-time employees. She did it a little bit lower for the dental side, but on average, a 6.7 increase on average for dental, and on average, about 14.8% average for medical.
So, but she has retiree medical insurance, that's accurate?
Retiree medical insurance, that's an average, that's not
She
an
has
actual.
she has actual right there.
Um,
125.
Or 125, as of.
But ours goes on a calendar year, come the 26th, with January 1st of 26.
Right, it'll change,
It'll change.
so we'll get a new rate.
Okay.
Where medical, I think, starts in September.
Oh, okay.
So,
So those numbers are fluid, so that is gonna be a budget buster right in there.
Yeah.
okay. So the next one's on debt. Before, when we budgeted this, you can tell that I added a new line for the debt betterment interest. It was always together, and I think
Yeah, it's good separate.
it's good to be separate.
Yeah.
So that's what I had suggested. So that would be the same price. Short-term debt went down. Doesn't make much sense. Oh, yeah, and then the principal for short-term debt is 50,000, so it was a 3% decrease. Because the reason that I said this, I talked to her about it, because Jackie was new. So on our Schedule A that we have to give to the state, it's broken down by interest and principal. So you would have to print the report and say,
Yeah.
okay, this one's principal, and then you have to add up the
Yeah.
numbers, so I suggested that we did that.
If I could make a comment on that, because I just had met with Dawn this morning, with regards to that. So our ban is set to expire in August, okay, so it will have to be renewed. So
What is
The
expired?
band,
bond anticipation
Oh,
note.
bond, okay.
it's a
So,
band, they call it.
Oh, okay.
So that note will have to be renegotiated, and, given the way the interest rates are now, I think it's fixed at a little over 4%. We're anticipating, there's gonna be somewhat of an increase there because of
With everything.
where we are with the note. We owe, currently, this debt is on specifically the ambulance, okay? And we owe approximately $250,000 left on the note. And what we've been budgeting is $50,000 a year to pay off the note. And so, if this budget is approved, it will take that note down to $200,000, but then we gotta renegotiate the band, and, the interest rate is gonna be high. We had a very brief conversation, looking at where we are with free cash, and looking at where we are with capital expenditures. There's a possibility, and I say a possibility, that, we could take care of, some of, if not more, of this debt.
More than the 50?
Right, to take care of this now versus, again, having to go out to get another van and, paying more interest. There's a possibility of
Lower the
that.
bond, lower the premium.
Right, there's a possibility of that.
Yeah, we do.
If there was that, if we were to, say, take care of the entire debt, okay? If we were to just pay it off, if that was to happen, I would like to see that 50,000 be taken out of the budget to reduce the budget, because of the fact that then we wouldn't be taxing the citizens on $50,000 if we're just gonna pay it off with free cash. We had some initial conversations about that, a very, very high level initial, but, that is also being looked at.
All right, give me again what BAN stands for.
Bond anticipation note.
Oh, BAN, I thought you said band, and I couldn't figure out where the hell that was coming from.
No, bond anticipation, ban, yeah,
Got it.
because you either bond or you do a ban. And a lot of times, well, just for FYI, you get into a building project, and you pay as you go. So you're always getting bands to pay the people, and then when the project's done, then you bond it.
Oh, okay.
It's just a
Okay.
short-term,
All right,
short-term.
It's a
debt.
short-term solution to get your financing.
Okay.
Okay, I figured out the building inspector, so we want to go back to him. The accountant, we're gonna wait on, Jim hasn't met with her yet.
Who was on that?
Building inspector. He was near the top. Okay, it's a 2% increase.
Yeah.
This is a 2%.
This
That's
is
the
a
question.
2% right here?
No.
Oh,
His-
okay.
His is a 2%, and it should actually be 15,979. And then the total will be 35,387.
So they're both 2%.
Oh, I don't know about the clerical.
Oh, okay.
That's the new wage classification.
Clerical is
okay,
the
okay,
wage
got it,
scale,
okay.
And then so you need to add a dollar to the bottom number.
Okay, so
Well, I
35.
figured it out while I had the time.
387.
So that's all that I have. Anybody have any questions?
Nope.
No, we'll look through all of them.
Yeah. Are there a lot of
Probably
budgets
have
still
more
out there?
questions next
Yes, all the
meeting.
big ones.
Yeah. Quite a few left.
Yeah, go ahead.
If I may, I just want to brief the committee on a couple things of importance. Number one, this is going to be an extremely tight and difficult budget year for us, because we have a lot of moving parts and a lot of different items up in the air. And what I mean by that is we have teacher negotiations going on at Quabog currently, where that is a driving force of their budget. We have ongoing negotiations with the Patrolmen's Union, which, as you see in your packets today, we don't have anything from the police yet because of contract negotiations with the union. Our next meeting with them is going to be on the 25th of this month. So myself and the chief will be meeting with the unions to try to settle that negotiations and produce a successor agreement. We recently just settled a contractual obligation with our fire chief, so that has been settled. He has new contracts moving forward for another 3 years. We have a new wage classification study, or a new wage scale that has just been approved by the Board of Selectmen for consideration in front of the FinCom board. This scale was put together by the Collins Center at UMass, and they came in here as a third party to do an independent analysis of where, the positions that we have, or what the positions we have in town, to look at everybody's duties and responsibilities, and then to do a market analysis as to, those positions, and that's what's there before you today. There was a few minor adjustments that were made to make the scale more workable and more realistic to our employees that were adopted by the selectmen. I can go over those if you want in the future. But the Collins study was emailed to everybody. You have a copy of the proposed new wage scale. The study is on the website as well. That analysis for that potential amount of cost, we're estimating that the implementation of putting everybody onto the new wage scale we're estimating that at approximately $50,000 just to do that.
Mhm.
So that's an additional expense on top of you know, police contract negotiations, teacher contract negotiations, you know, an increase in contractual, in the contract for the fire chief. We have increases in medical insurance and liability insurance, quite a bit of additional expenses that are coming up for you know, benefit positions that are rising expenses for insurances. We are also going to be seeing an increase in regional dispatch. As you may recall, for the last 5 years, the town has enjoyed a grant that we had gotten for regional dispatch. Well, that grant has now expired. We've had it for the last 5 years, and that's the most that we can get out of that grant. And so now we will be responsible for the full assessment for Rutland. Rutland is looking to go, instead of a regional model, they're looking to be a district model approach to hopefully attract more towns to join the district model. So it is the goal and the hope to lower everybody's assessment moving forward. So, but we're faced with, you know, the possibility of an assessment of somewhere around 11% higher than we did last year, which would be approximately about $180,000 as it sits right now. So these are all very, you know, moving targets right now. It's still early a little bit in the budget season. I'm waiting on budgets from highway, from police, from fire, from sewer. Senior center.
I got selectmen, tree, animal control, police, fire, highway, board of health, council on aging, the school, and sewer.
Yeah, so those are all the budgets I'm waiting for. I've started to meet with departments. Myself and the town accountant have been meeting with departments individually before, you know, they potentially come to you and before they submit their, excuse me, before they submit their budgets to you, just to kind of prep them a little bit and to try to go
Did you meet with all
over.
these people?
Some of them I have, some of them I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah, that process has just started last week.
Oh, okay.
Well, because of
The wage scale delayed
to
things.
delayed
Got
everything,
it,
so
got it,
that
got it.
all
Okay.
departments have another week till next
Yes.
Thursday
To
to
get it
get
in,
them,
yeah.
so.
Yeah, so we've been delayed by a week, so, or actually more like 2 weeks, but, you know, that's where we're at.
Hi, Mike.
Okay,
Any questions, I'm more than happy to.
I don't think at this time, we're kind of too early in the process. We
Sure.
gotta get things,
Especially because we got the big one there too,
yeah.
Yeah.
so
Okay, is there any new business?
I don't have any.
There was a request that had been put forward from the Board of Health. We'll put that on our next meeting agenda, I think. But does that look familiar, Madeline? Board of Health Chair had requested some support.
Oh, yeah, oh, I understand, yeah, we're not even close to that. They're
Okay.
looking for a reserve account transfer,
Okay,
and the lady is out now. And I'm
Yeah.
not sure when she's coming back. So, yes,
it's nothing that needs to be addressed right now.
no, so I had seen,
Dan,
no,
Jessica?
Jessica.
Yeah,
And they have, I gave them the form for them to fill out and stuff, so they have that. But I told her that she needs to find out what's left in her budget, and that's all this lady can work, that's it.
yeah,
But she's out on medical, I guess.
Okay.
But she may be back sometime this month. So I told her to let me know, and then we'll have them come in. But,
so just for the record, so that people know what we're talking about, there had been a request from the Board of Health, because of increased needs for inspections and so forth, they were running short on the last year's budgeted amount to satisfy that, and they were looking for some support with that. But we'll address it further in subsequent meetings,
Mhm.
just so people are aware of what we were
Yeah.
looking at there.
Yeah, so that's what I said to her. I said,
Okay.
you know, find out what you have and
Yeah.
then when she comes back, because I don't know if she's coming back this month or it's gonna be March.
Yeah.
And, you know, so
Okay,
that way we have a better accurate number. I don't know if she's, all the billing has come in from the work that she did through January,
right.
so.
So to be determined for further
Mhm.
action.
Yep,
Any other new business? Hearing none.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Well,
Or
let's
you
set
going with
a,
something else?
should we set next meeting?
Oh, yeah,
Will we be in a place where we have more information a week from now? Enough to operate on
well,
at
Board of
least?
Health just gave them his budget, their budget.
Yeah.
I haven't got it yet from Jessica,
Okay.
so that, hers should be coming in.
You,
And I would think highway should be having that.
budgets are scheduled to be in to you
Next
later this
Thursday.
week.
Yeah,
right?
Thursday, yeah.
This
Thursday.
Thursday.
This Thursday,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, but I'd be willing to meet next week. I think we should stay on
Yeah.
top of things.
Yeah.
I think that's smart.
Yeah.
So next Tuesday, same time, 3
Yeah.
PM?
Okay.
February
Does anyone have the
25th.
date?
February 25th.
Today's the
25th.
18th, right? Yeah, so
I just
20
told you the 25th.
25th, thank you. So, let's set a meeting for next Tuesday, the 25th at 3 PM here in the finance room.
And who's gonna book the meeting?
I will.
You-
The meeting. I'm just gonna ask
Okay.
Ray, we'll go over it when we're done, what he wants me to put.
Okay,
So I'll make a motion to adjourn,
and I'll second that.
51.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. We are adjourned.
Yeah. And Karen's gonna keep that, so.
I'm gonna keep that.
Okay, there you go.
What time was it?